Okay guys, welcome back, and welcome also to the return of the bracket.
Here we go.
Here we go. We never actually thought we would do this, I think.
I think we joked about it.
Yeah.
And then it just kept coming up as a request, so we figured we would just do it.
It was heavily requested, and we kind of thought that with so much new product, and we had a lot of other topics that we wanted to sort of get going. But, you know, it just seemed like the timing was good to do it. I think we thought we probably would be outside doing more testing than we have been, but with the courses obviously having measures in place on practice areas, right now that's not possible.
It's been tough, yeah.
So you know, the timing is everything.
I know. Some great fairway woods out this year. I think it'll be fun to see kind of how all these shake up.
Without a doubt. So I think one thing to establish very quickly though, guys, is the one difference with this bracket, there's a few differences, but the one I want to just pick up on early on is where the driver was obviously going to be going into Matt's bag. We've already established the 3-wood we want you to play for the year, and we're not going to destabilize that at this point.
No, unless I see something during this that I really feel like changing.
Yeah,
but
not saying it couldn't happen, but it's not the intention for it to go that way.
It's going to be a fun bracket where we see the characteristics of like 10 different fairway woods.
Definitely.
We've got new criteria this time to sort of help people see what fairway wood might be good for them. So yeah, less about me, more about everybody else. The
characteristics of the clubs, it's a good point. And you made another good point there about how many heads we had to really choose from, which is a lot. Yeah. So we're going to start with a little preliminary round. We're only going to allow one company to enter one of their models into the actual final 8.
I think is only fair. I mean, we've got Sim Max, we've got Callaway, we've got Maverick and Maverick Sub-Zero, TS2, TS3.
T2, T3.
So let those 2 models from each company duke it out.
Yeah.
The best one puts their foot forward and then enters the bracket against other brands that may only have one entry.
I like that. Yeah, because when we do break them down, I think what it's going to be good is we will actually be able to extract some pretty good information as to how the models differ from one another.
Well, it'll be great for fitting, won't it? Yeah.
It really will be. So as much as it'll be good for the bracket, it'll be good for you guys, because if you are thinking of the TS2 or TS3 or the Sim or Sim Max, or Callaway Maverick versus Sub-Zero, this will give you a chance to see them head to head against one another in a testing environment with kind of Matt representing both of those heads, and you'll be able to see the characteristics, and we'll talk to who maybe we think they're for.
Definitely.
On both sides of that.
Love it.
So let's dive into the criteria of it. Obviously, a little bit more difficult. It is. With the 3-wood, because driver, obviously distance and accuracy, right? That was it. That's all we were thinking. Trying to keep it in the fairway. Obviously, we were trying to take that average dispersion and deduct it from the distance.
Total offline, and
that made sense to us, and it worked out well.
I think it did, yeah.
With the fairway wood, is a more versatile club, or needs to be a more versatile club than just a bomber.
It's a target club. It's either targeting a specific part of a fairway or it's targeting the green. It needs to be hit off the turf sometimes, it needs to be hit off a tee sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're kind of giving it a little bit different, I would say probably more robust set of criteria this time.
Right.
5 points that we're going to go through. So let's do those now.
Yeah, so we're going to look at the height that the 3-wood achieves.
We're targeting 110 feet.
110 feet for you, that's about where yours would normally be.
Okay.
We're going to also target launch and spin.
Right. Okay.
Obviously accuracy, looking to make sure that it doesn't have the wide ball in there. No one needs that.
Nope. So basically a proximity to target is what we're going to use.
Yep. We're going to look at ball speed. And then the other part of it is the standard deviation, making sure that we're not having performance criteria that's spiking all over the place.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of Jekyll and Hyde. Nobody needs a 3-wood that's Jekyll and Hyde. 1 minute it's a low spin bomber. Next thing it's a floaty spinner. That's a disaster.
You don't want that. Consistency, miss-hit performance, that's what that standard deviation will represent, those two things in the stats.
Exactly. Right. Okay, so today we're going to do Sim versus Sim Max as the opening round of the prelims to get into the bracket itself.
Qualifier.
Little qualifier. Why not?
Love it.
Okay.
So 5 shots with each off the deck.
Yes.
5 shots with each off the tee.
Exactly.
And that will give us an average of how the fairway wood performs.
Love it.
That's good.
We will be doing what we can to, if adjustability is available to us, I will be setting them up how I feel like Matt would need them to perform, or the club to perform at its best for Matt in this test criteria. I will not be changing it from the tee into the turf. It will be staying as is with a balanced sort of performance so that it worked well in both.
One adjustment and then it's
100%.
off to the races.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sim Max first, it's a 3-wood, it's a 15 degree, it's bonded.
Yep.
And it is as it is.
Nice little draw. So keep an eye on that carry number. Just you guys will see what we're talking about.
Yep.
So there, I mean,
It's a good, good example.
265, probably somewhere in that region on the carry.
It's a strong start for this lawn.
264, right? That's a nice one, Matty. Maybe a touch lower in spin, which is why it's flattened out a little bit. But
Yep, different kind of trajectory on it.
that was a bomber. Looks good.
Yep.
Awfully good.
I like this head. One more, eh?
That's better, isn't it?
It's really nice. I like that a lot.
This came out really nice. Oh, it's hot. Hot, 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 Matty.
Demon!
Little low heely.
Yes. Turned out great though.
Turned out real nice. Oh,
That's as good as it gets.
I would concur. That's a different window. That's a different apex.
A little higher.
That's nice.
Perfect.
That is a nice, serviceable. Good boy. Oh, rascal. That's nice. A fairway found.
Smashing. That's good.
Yeah, done quite well that one, didn't
Nice
it?
swing. Yep. It's a nice looking flight. Probably good, not great.
Should come back nicely.
That's good. A taker, a keeper.
It's a lovely one.
That is nice.
That is a lovely one.
Mighty tasty.
Good miss. There's been a couple of those sims that look like they have a really strong flight.
Yes.
Lovely. Ooh.
Yeah.
They don't come much better than that.
It's been some really nice ones with this. It's good off the tee, actually.
All right, Matty boy, that was a cool little test.
That's fun.
Two great options.
These are two extremely good fairway woods.
You know, we're breaking it down to our five sort of criteria, and it really comes close. I mean, you can see how similar the trajectories are. You know, in terms of the accuracy and the dispersion circles, really not much in it at all.
Not much.
Distance-wise, you can't pick a winner between that. So it's really all about the details now.
Yeah.
The finer details.
Let's get into each one. So we had a target height of 110 feet.
Yep.
That was our first metric.
So we had the sim just edged that one by 3 feet, so 107 versus 104.
And that's basically just because it launched a little bit higher. That's all it was, eh?
Launch and spin, both again so good. 10.4 and 3,000, 10.9 and 2,900. So close, but if we're being picky, we're going with sim again. Launch being a little bit higher. I'd rather we said 11 to 13 would be our sort of one of our kind of windows. That's right on 11. Spin at 29 versus 3,000. Both are good. So
yeah, I love the ability to get, I think, pretty much every player would love to get more launch angle out of their fairway wood, especially off the deck. The launch angle, not spin obviously, but launch angle being higher is pretty universally better.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
285 yards was our sort of target, and then from an accuracy standpoint, it was 2 feet 2 inches closer with the sim.
Crazy. I mean, we're talking nothing.
Nothing, but it was closer.
But it won. It's enough to win.
So, 3 points, unassailable lead, ball speed, it is a wash, exactly the same ball speed.
And then Sim Max won, I think, go back to
standard deviation, on the compare page, was slightly tighter across the board, but again, it's
too late.
It's nothing.
So 3.5 to 1.5 basically was the final score.
Was the final score. Good. So, in honourable mention though, that sim is a Canadian retail $500.
Yep. So $100 more to play the sim versus the Sim Max.
Yeah. Which is again, when all things are so we're talking performance here, so we're not going to factor that in.
No.
But you guys might want to factor that into your buying decision, and I wouldn't blame you if you said, "Listen, I'll save the $100, keep it in my pocket, and I'll go with the Max."
Yeah, I'd happily play the Sim Max.
Yeah,
happily.
Yeah,
great. That's a great 3-wood.
But that's not how the scoring process goes.
Someone needs to win.
There's
have a bracket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a bracket if no one wins.
We're all about performance, so that's why we are advancing the sim into the final 8.
So qualifying round complete. Sim standard advances.
Definitely.
Love it.
Okay. 2 more qualifying rounds. Titleist TS2, TS3, Callaway Maverick, and Maverick Sub-Zero. Going to go through a similar test. I don't expect them to be as close as this.
This is tight.
This was really, but you never know. You actually never know with those. So we will see in those next 2 matches, and then after that, it's the random draw.
That's right.
For the
Elite 8.
Elite 8.
That's
I was trying to think what that was. It's the Elite 8.
Elite 8.
So that'll be good.
Everyone needs to make sure they subscribe so that they see every single bracket video.
Absolutely.
We have at least 2 a week.
Don't miss them now. Oh. Don't miss them now. And if you're one of the 85,000 over the shoulder there, then you'll obviously know what is in store in the bracket. And those newbies, you're ready for a fun ride. The bracket is a lot of fun.
I'm enjoying it already.
Good. Okay, guys, stay tuned for more prelims, and then we'll get into the Elite 8. Stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.